Okay.
My name is Topher, and today am going to teach you how to make these rose because it seems that a lot of people, from what I gather on forums and boards, have trouble with their hair. It's definitely different than the Hasbro dolls are doing. Yes, Hasbro dolls are doing too. Let's see, I guess starting coming out of the box, almost all of them I wash and condition with just shampoo and conditioner. Some people use detergent because it's like, synthetic fiber, but I just use regular hair stuff. I feel like the conditioner, even though it's, meant for hair, it still kind of gives it more of a sleekness to it. Before that, I comb everything out too. So this would be how they would come out. And then I just slowly comb out all the hair gel first before I wash it. Just to break it up, because otherwise you're going to be sitting there and like trying to get the crunch out. And then after they're washed and while they're drying, usually like as they're drying, I'll just continually comb through it. You can almost kind of style it, as it's drying if you want to, kind of finger, because they always come with like little curls on the side. And you can kind of, as it's drying, get them to kind of sit a little bit better. If you like a smoother look, which is usually what I do, but a lot of people like them to be smooth while they're drying, where you put just a tiny dab. I just use like literally wet gel and put it in while they're drying. That'll help hold it. It'll keep it smoother.
Do you blow dry them?
I don't blow dry them. You can use like a really low heat on them. There is some tricks with the blow dryer, like this one. She's got a really heavy bang, and you can get it to, if you kind of split it down the middle and blow dry like right here, some of it will poof up and she'll have like kind of a feathered look. Kind of going in circles. But I will get to the main part, which is showing you how to get volume and like really work with them. Do not be afraid of their hair. It's rooted very well. Some hair will come out because, in the rooting process, there's going to be extra plugs. And so if a few hairs fall out, don't worry. I usually have like a little pile on my table afterwards. But your two best friends when you're styling dolls is this teasing comb. You can get these pretty much at any beauty supply store. They're only like a few dollars, and that's expensive. And then a pintail comb, which basically just means that it's got like the metal tail on it. These are your best friend. So this is my Woozy Kissing Gem, which has been washed, conditioned. She's had some adventures while she's been here. She's brushed out. I usually like to make sure there's not too many knots. And what you're going to do is take sections. This is what's good for your pintail comb. You can pretty much use this too. And again, don't be afraid. I promise it won't hurt her. You're basically going to take this. You can see you're like going to brush her hair back. Make it like a big poof. So it's going to look like grasses.
Ratty.
Yeah. But then after, you can just go over the top and smooth the top, and then you've got volume, which will give them more shape. I can do like, you can start at the bottom sectioning and just like add some volume in each section.
Topher, what's your background?
For doing this?
Yeah.
I went to hair school. I'm a makeup artist. I don't really do people hair, I just do doll hair now. They won't yell at you and if you mess anything up. They don't scream if you're hurting them.
Do it. Sheer genius.
Like, see how she has all that volume, and then you just kind of play with it. Smooth, and they're all like well-styled anyways, so they're still gonna keep, you know, their curls at the end. Just helps you, so when you're looking at them from the side, they don't look flathead. Yeah. That side looks better. Nice round head.
Is the rat nest hard to get back out?
No, if you could just take your comb and, I mean, you can keep trying over and over again, it'll come right back out. Usually just kind of start at the bottom and work your way up. Don't like start here and yank it. You don't want to like rip their hair. It's also good when like the curls aren't going in the right direction. You can also, besides go under, just literally take it like that. And it just makes it stiffer, so you can almost kind of like put it where you want it. It won't just keep going in the same direction. It's just giving it like a little bit of firmness.
Does it damage the hair at all?
I haven't seen it damage, and it's not damaged in your mind because it's a synthetic fiber. You know what I mean? It's not like real hair where you're like hurting anything.
I love how big it is.
Right? It's like it's easy though. And like just go to town on it. Sometimes I'll like literally just take the strands
Over here.
and do her whole head and just like vacuum everything and then just get it as huge as I can, and then you just kind of slowly comb it down into the style you want. Because now it's actually got some
It's Mariah
stiffness
Carey.
to it. Right. Just take your comb. And then the other thing too is like once you get a little bit of a good base in here, you can take your pin comb and kind of push it and it'll stay wherever you want it. Because you've got all that built up in there. Like I said, you can just go around the whole head, make a big move, and then smooth everything out, and then you'll just have all your volume. It just makes it, you know, makes it big and 80s like. I mean, you know, that's where they're from. Let's see what else. So let's take a look. We'll work on posture real quick, because as you know, she's the big problem child of this line. But doing that too can make a huge difference. Ooh, yours has a long top layer. You're lucky. It's just
Have people brought you dolls at other cons to, can you just hook her hair up for me?
I get a lot of, can you just come home and fix my doll's hair, please?
And you charge what for that?
I've never tried done it. I don't mind doing it.
You need an agent.
Jim Bell Salon.
Yeah.
Yeah, salon. The next con.
First class flight and yeah. Go on tour.
Her hair's so big.
It's a little bit harder when the layers are shorter, but it's gotta, the more you do it, the more you can just kind of work with it. So excited. Sometimes it takes a while, you gotta have a little patience.
Do you cut the hair sometimes as well to?
Yes,
Yeah.
some of them I have cut just because I can't help myself, and but only if like I don't know, Shayna I think needed a cut. Like she wasn't out of my box for more than 5 minutes, which I'm actually going to
I'm gonna demo it.
do some cutting and show you what Shayna can look like.
I think this is worth the con.
Can we try it out?
Yeah,
One right here.
And this is the fun part. Alright.
God
So
damn.
basically,
Yeah. Heroin needle Aja.
yeah. And so you get all that in there, and you can kind of slowly smooth out the parts that you want while keeping volume in the other places. She hasn't been washed, so just kind of. And sometimes you have to re-tease. You comb out a part that you decide needs it. I'm trying not to be a perfectionist right now. Just give you the idea. Like already she's got some shape to the front of her head.
Oh, yeah.
And again, you can kind of go in and pull up the parts you want, pull down the parts you don't want. It's just kind of all in how you want it.
Do you put hairspray on the after?
Mm-hmm. Usually the tease holds because it's not real hair. So. Like I said, like if you want to kind of back, it'll pretty much move and hold wherever you want it because it's got all that body in it. Kind of back. Move this part, you can do that a little bit more. Yeah. She could really use probably like a quarter-inch trim because this is like a thin layer, but like it'll just stay. You know what I mean? Go wherever you put it once it's got that tease in it. So you're basically just firming the hair up so you can actually like kind of mold it almost like how you just there. Okay. Any questions so far? Is there anything that's confusing or it's pretty simple? It just takes a little trial and error. Got this beauty straight out of the hair net. This actually, I can't do the whole thing at the moment, but I will get, like I'll do her before we're done. I actually combed out her every single curl in her, which is gonna make it fluff out. I took this out, and then I did the same thing. I took a couple sections at the top, just go right at the base. You can really give her like this big poof. I'll show you guys a picture after of what I did. I made a rocking curl and just gave her like this big, you know, round poofy hair. Let's see. Oh, here's something else.
Like Austin Powers' Beyonce? Like, yes, okay.
Yeah, the long version of that. Another thing that you can do, there you go. Wow. You just have a big round poof.
Is there a different experience combing a curly haired doll like a Stormer or this Rockin' Romance?
No, it just takes longer. The only one I did not comb or wash was Shayna because she has such a tight curl. I didn't really want to mess with it. I don't want it to get, I mean, it's already big, so you don't want to like, if you tease hers out, it would just be like really far out. These are a little bit looser, so you have a little bit more to work with. Another thing that you can do is, you know, some of them I know don't have a lot of curl in them, and a lot of people like to have more of a curly style because it just kind of looks nicer and it goes good with if you're having a smoother look. And what you can do with that is do a quick boiled perm without all the way perming it. What you can use, there is like a straw and pin method where you can roll it on like little pieces of straw and then pin it in their head. I use actual perm rods, which again you can get at a beauty supply store. Also with some end wraps, again you can get at the beauty supply store. They come in like a little box that say end wraps, all in the perm section. And if you wanted to get, like Aja is a prime example, let's do it on her. You just like wet one a little bit. Just like in your hair. This actually helps with Aja a lot because her hair is so stick straight. Yeah. Yeah. So what you'd want to do is pretty much just get their hair wet. Comb it. Take one of these. Actually, this is what the end wraps are good for because if it is super straight or you have a really short layer, this will help hold it, and then you can get it to curl. Wrap it around. There, it's got your little elastic. Just take and pop this in, like that. And then you've got it in like a curl. You can do that all along wherever you want the curls on the bottom. Take hot water, put it on the stove, get it to like boiling or just under boiling. And then I would take the clothes off first. And then you can basically just dunk it in for just a second, let it sit, dunk it in again, let it sit, and then just leave her. She should dry completely, because otherwise it'll just fall out. Let it dry, and what the boiling water does is it actually, it's almost like if you put a chemical on your hair, how the chemical changes, the hot water, because it's synthetic, will do the same thing. Once it's completely dry, which you'll be able to feel the paper, you just check, you would take it out, and then her hair would have a nice curl at the end, and then you could work with that. If it's too curly, take a teasing comb, tease a little, brush it, and then it'll just, have a nice curl and not be like a curly Q. So that's what that's good for too. You can do that to their whole head if you wanted them curly. The thing is if you wrap them to like all the way, then just know that you're gonna have like a little Shirley Temple head of curls that you're gonna have to work with. But it's good to just do the ends too. Any questions on that? Yeah.
If you happen to use the straws, they probably don't withstand boiling water, so that's probably a better way to go.
Better.
Okay, instead of that, sweet.
Yep. I just know some people have done it with the straws, but yeah, it's
That's
kind of,
okay, sweet.
so I just get little palm rods. Let's see. Another thing that is a best friend is the little clear elastics that you can get, I think at Walmart, so like pretty much any store. These are great for hair. If you saw Jerica in the other room, I gave her like a little updo. If by chance you wanted to do that. I can show you that. Basically, all I did was twist her hair up like this. She's got a bunch of hair. Mine was washed first. This is why I always say wash your dolls, because this child just gets away with everything. I know in Jaggery's like trying to hold their style, so it was smart, but if you really want to, get a style, then the gel is definitely better to take out. Literally just put it up like, I know this doesn't look as good because of the gel, but almost like a little bun. And then you can kind of fluff the top. And the clear is good because then you can't see it. It's not like this bright color in there if you want it to look nice. Let's see. Should we cut some Shayna hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. Alright, so one of the things, a lot of her curls are very stuck together. And you want to try to get them separated. You can either try to pull them apart, but if you don't want to like it too much, any ones that won't come apart, which you'll encounter some, I just take and snip like that. But the thing with her hair that's really great is that you can pull the curl and it'll kind of stay out, or you can scrunch it and like push it in. So she's got a lot of like give to play with in her hair. So what I would suggest doing is kind of have an idea in your mind of like the shape that you want. Kind of get it to that shape for the most part, and then just slowly start trimming. You ready? How short do you want her? Or like what do you want your final product to be?
I think similar to yours was good. Like just sort of, it's more like cartoon accurate versus giant poodle.
All right. So again, remember, I would start with like little bits. This is how long her hair is, so you have a lot to work with. This is so exciting. So, stretch it out, cut a little bit off, see if it's kind of where you want the length to be. Like this is where it was, this is where it is now. It's gonna bounce back. You can see that stuff is only cut. That's where the length is. There. And then you're just kind of gonna go around the outside and just kind of, match up where your curls are. Some of them are heavy too, like there's a lot of hands in a lot of hairs wound up, so pull those apart too. And remember, you can always cut more, but you can't put it back on once it's gone. So that's always good to. Plus, like a lot of other things are like they were really bad, so you're actually doing her a favor by getting rid of all this like stuff.
What do you find once you cut off like the split ends kind of thing, that it's both better? Or?
It just looks better because you don't have all that. I don't know, like the ends of her hair just got really like nappy, matted, and I don't want that. So already you can see that like she's getting some better shape in there. You guys can chat if you want. A little bit.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I got like 9 stitches, and like she's like my favorite doll. Like her hair is just phenomenal. We gave her like a natural person haircut. She's so pretty. You could mess it up.
That's the thing, it's like when I say like, if I pulled these all out, they'd be different lengths, but because she's got the coil, hair that you can kind of like scrunch up and push it up. She's just got so many different lengths in here. This is like what I like. I didn't even open any of my other girls when I got her. I just took her. I was like, oh god. I grabbed my scissors, and then I had little shiny hands all over my floor.
With something like Aja where it's like bone straight and that back piece is so much longer than the other ones, when she's sort of more tiered hair, would you actually just cut straight across, or would you do it in layers? Like
I would actually do it with razor, which I have, and I can show you a little bit of that. show you how to do. I actually did an entire razor cut. If any of you were on my Facebook or seen it on in stitches. I straightened her and gave her a complete razor cut. What the difference between what a razor will do? I'm pretty sure you can buy one at a beauty supply store because you can get your cutting scissors. It looks like this. It has the razor. Is when you're taking the sections and you're cutting it down, you're getting a much softer edge because there's a lot of different lengths within that section that you cut, whereas if you cut it like this, then you're almost, creating little shelves. I mean, you can do it that way too if the hair isn't that thick or you're just cutting like a small section, you can do it with scissors. And you could also kind of take in and, well, I'll show you. There we go. You're so good. How all the ends are very soft rather than very blunt. That's what the razor will do. It'll just make it much. Just lay next. Basically, all the little few things I learned in hair school that came in handy to do with doll's hair.
That was much. But she's gorgeous.
Let me see yours. Oh yeah, yeah.
That wasn't razor, that was just like cut with like human layers.
Can you bring that closer? No.
A lot of this, there's even times where I'm still cutting Sheena's hair because, it's like kind of hard to like cut all the curls. Sometimes they like move around.
And we know our black girls like their hair.
I feel like it's so close now. Just twist it. Yeah?
Alright, so you can kind of get the idea on this side. Right to this side. What it's going to look like. I will
That's so better.
And it's kind of cool because, like, I know some people have cut it really, really short and made, like, literally, like, the short little football shape, which, if you really are, like, stickler cartoon looks nice. My thing is that they're a doll, so you want them to have a little bit more hair to balance out, how much body and all their clothes and everything. So you can kind of almost do a longer version and kind of pull it out. Something like that. I would probably tease the top a little, give her so she's got like more volume up here, and then you're really gonna get that shape that you want. True too. Let me show you what a razor cut looks like. Usually I will. You want to make sure again that their hair is wet. Actually, not going to your eyes.
You can clean up.
I'll do it after. Promise. I'm pretty sure that all of these girls get a razor cut when they come to you because all the layers fall really soft. Unfortunately, sometimes they get a little frizzy, but little gel and water will clean up the frizzes. Some wet, yeah. Alright, I can show you how to hold your razor. So, it looks like this. You want to make sure, right, that the guard is facing out or facing you.
The guard is facing out.
Okay, so the guard facing out, he's a hairdresser, just making sure. Kind of put your pinky here, put your fingers in there, or you can even hold there. Be careful, there's a razor in there. Kind of just do this on the ends, if anyone, especially with Aja. Let's face it, Aja's the one who's most working machine. Alright, so what you're going to do is take pretty small sections kind of start maybe half an inch up, depending on how much you want it. If everyone can see this. And you're just going to take the razor and gradually work it down. Pretty much take it till the end looks. Oh, she just got Shane's hair. So you can kind of see how it's got, taking like one little section, but it's got all those different lengths, so when you get to the tip, it looks really soft. I will do a little bit on opposite. And basically when I'm doing this, I'll go in like vertical sections, you know, take maybe, she's all teased. You can kind of see in the rooting pattern, you can kind of just follow their natural lines. Another good time for elastics. Keep the hair out of your way. Also helps because when you use the razor, you don't feel like you're cutting quite as much. You can kind of pretty much feel how much you want. You can even start higher if you wanted to like bring up some of her length without completely taking off the bottom. If you start a little bit higher and go down, then you'll get, it's going to end up creating a little bit more volume here where it feels a little bit thinner, and then just kind of taper down. Again, when you tease it out, it'll give it more shape when you do it. Any questions on that? Does that seem a little easy, a little complicated? Kind of, sort of.
It seems like a scary, easy thing to do.
It is scary. That's why I say, like, whenever if you're gonna cut, just, I would even maybe, if you've never cut a doll's hair, take like a practice doll, start with maybe one of the vintage ones, just to get the feel of what you're doing, and get comfortable. Although cutting their hair doesn't look as nice as when you cut this hair because it's so thicker, like the strands are thicker. But always start less is more, you know what I mean? To start with, you know, little bits at a time, and then you can kind of play with it, see how you like it. If you need to go in and take a little bit more, you can do that. But yeah, practice, definitely before you go right into your very prized possessions and start tearing them apart. You know, what else do you want to know? Any other questions?
How about eyelashes? Do you have any tips? Because something might have to.
Yes. This little magic comb right here. All right, so when you usually get your girls, they look like they've got eyelash umbrellas covering their eyes. So what's good is the pintail comb. It fits right under their eye, and they're actually pretty pliable. You can just kind of push them right up. I actually kind of press above. I like mine to be up, and they will pretty much stay. If you want them to be out a little bit more, you can just go kind of fluff them out. Now they're not in your eyes anymore. This goes better. That's why I'm saying it's amazing. A little tip about your Rock and Romance gem, at least for me, the it was really slick to her head, and the way that the heads are shaped, it kind of looked a little funny to me. So what I did with mine is basically, you don't even have to undo her ponytail, but if you take this and just kind of go along and pull up along it, it will kind of pull out of the ponytail and give her some shape around her face. And then, you know, once you have it out, you can take the comb and just kind of smooth around it, and it'll push it all together. And the cool thing is, she's got that ponytail crease. If you pull it out enough, that crease kind of makes its own bump too. Anytime you put them in a ponytail, you want some volume around their head. So these are like I literally leave these right next to my doll display because I'm using them so often. Anything else? So that's my first panel.
Were there any extra steps in creating that? That was yours, right?
Yes. She
'Cause
was.
I've never seen another Aja look as cardigan as this.
She was literally just washed and teased.
So that wasn't cut at all?
No, that top I actually messed up. That Aja, I bought a new one because her top layer was like the length of her bangs, and it drove me up a wall. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, because you know she's supposed to have her bangs and then the layer. Mine was like bangs. I couldn't leave her alone. I was like, I kept picking her up, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, why can't I get it? Because there's like, yeah. But as far as getting the hair to sit like that, it's just really getting that tease in there, and then just kind of slowly smoothing it into the shape that you want. That's how I got those to sit just like that. So this is also best friend. Use it for everything. Yeah.
Sorry, I was a little bit late, so you may have said at the beginning. Do those tools have specific names?
Yes, this is a teasing comb.
Okay.
Any beauty supply carries them. They're it's almost very jagged. Here, I can pass it around so you guys can all look at it. And then this is a pintail comb, which, because it's got like the metal pintail, and also at any beauty supply store. So this is perfect for your eyelashes. This is actually a little bit better for smoothing than that, because that'll comb out more. And if you don't want to comb out so much, you can kind of, this won't take, it'll stay a little bit more surface than that one will.
Yeah.
But like even if I push this all down like that, just take this, the tease in there just pops right back up. And then it looks nice and flawless. And then you have no more flat heads, and you can just make it big and tease it, smooth it, till you kind of get her where you want her. This is kind of what I do. I spend way too much time doing it.
Is it possible to overwash a doll's hair? Because there are some pictures on forums where they look like wet dogs. And it's just...
Though some of those either could have ended up being too much gel that they put in, or some people do blow dry them, and that can really, it will smooth it, but you're also kind of like melting some of the hair. So I've seen some pictures of some really melty looking ones that get really messed up. The blow dryer is good for a quick, if you want to, like I said, for her especially, she's really the only one I've used a blow dryer on, just to split up her bangs. Because it's so heavy in there. I actually have the one in the display room where I did that. But again, your pintail comb is like your best friend. You just kind of take her, get all the long parts out, comb. You know, so she has a nice bang. I also trimmed her bangs though too, which you could just, you know, snip at them with scissors. But I took this part, and then I just took the blow dryer and blow dried that part up, so she had like a feather. It also works if you're gonna leave her hair down, because it'll just kind of blend into her hair. It's not look so heavy. But yeah, if you want to change like their kind of where their rooting is going, then the blow dryer is okay. But I wouldn't like, you know, keep it on there for a second and then take it off. I actually have a blow dryer that has a nozzle. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. so it concentrates the air. What is that called?
Concentrator.
Yeah. So it's, you know, you get a blow dryer and it's got like the round opening, and then it's a little black piece that looks like a little funnel.
Like
And
a
then
vacuum cleaner kind of.
Yeah, like on your vacuum, it's just very like narrow and wide, so that way you're not messing up their face, you're avoiding their eyelashes, you can kind of, it's more concentrated right where you want it. It's a little bit safer than taking like the big round thing and be like right in their face.
Or if you have a cool setting.
Yeah.
Because it may take a little longer, but it's worth it not to get the
Yeah,
heat
I would put it
on
on low heat or cool, I wouldn't put it on high heat, because again, you don't want to melt it. Yeah.
Do these techniques translate pretty much directly to the 80s dolls, styling them?
I use the teasing comb on 80s dolls too. It doesn't work quite as well, but it does work. And they always stay smooth, you know what I mean? They're really easy to smooth out. But yeah, absolutely you can use it on the 80s dolls. Some are harder than others. It was good on Rock and Curl after she was washed and conditioned, and then you can really poof it up. Yeah.
Do you have any dolls that you like really don't like working with for some reason or another?
Aja was my most challenging, but other than that, no. I mean, you know, it's something I guess like you kind of have to enjoy too, partly. I mean, the creative aspect, I think that's why I get into it so much, is because it's really fun for me to like give them a certain style. Some people I'm sure will be like, oh my god, just do something. It's like, you know.
If you had her and then you saw another project and you're like, look, I'm just gonna leave you for now, go do something I'm gonna have more fun with, and then I'll poke away.
Then yeah, exactly. Do it in little doses, but yeah, it's just kind of like, it's really just kind of artistic and really playing and getting her to look how you want. I mean, Integrity did a great job on like at least giving them pre-done styles for the most part, so it's really just working with the like different layers. Whereas like the Hasbro dolls, a lot of them, you know, you've got your bang and then your bottom part, so it's a little more difficult to do, but those are actually usually pretty good with just a wash and style and a continued comb to comb it into the shape you want for the vintage ones. It's usually what I do. Sometimes add a little bit of volume, but they've all got so much 80s bang on top of their head that you don't usually need to do much. But they even work, I mean, you can even just do stuff with your fingers too and just kind of mess with it like that. And the fibers, it usually stays pretty good. Kind of get them. My biggest thing is just getting the shape in the back of the head so they don't look flat-headed. So take your sections. You can tease the whole thing if you really want to, or if you just want to keep it at the base, you can do that. But once it's in there, you have so much you can do because it'll just stay. You know, just like a baby. Baby is there. Anything else? Any other questions?
For straightening, do people still do like the boil method, or?
Yes. Oh, yes. Straightening the hair. All you have to do with that is I usually wash, condition first, make sure their hair is wet. If you wanted to straighten it out like dance, a lot of people did that. I did that to mine. Same thing. Get the water near boiling to boiling. Layer hair. You really dunk it for like a second. You take it out. I layer down, comb everything through because you're kind of combing through the curl. Do one more dunk, layer down, comb it out, let it dry, straight hair. And actually, if you do it like that, mine had left a little bit of curl at the ends. So, because I was going to straighten it and then go back in and curl, but because I did it so quick, it actually left a little bit of curl at the bottom, which was nice because then it was like nice and silent, nice and jointing. So. Yeah, so you can straighten them too if you really want to. I was actually thinking about straightening out my Jedi. I saw a picture on Flickr of a girl that literally straightened it and gave her almost the exact shape that the vintage doll had, and it was really, really good. And I was like,
Like a bang down?
No, all the bang was up, but like all the back part was like perfectly smoothed out and like, you know, because like the original Jedi has that. Her hair was really easy, it just has that nice little shape, and that's how she did it. I'd imagine that she straightened it out because hers had a lot of curl in it. I think Integrity is doing a lot with curls only because it comes a little bit better out of the package, and then, you know, the curl is already kind of a style. So, because I know that they had a hard time with the straighter styles and all the loop. It's really hard to keep a hair, like a straightish hairstyle in the box. Even mine, I laid them face down in my box and they still, you know, needed a little bit of work when I took them out. But once you get them styled and put them on display, they'll stay that way. That tease stays right in there.
Great job.
Thank you.